Give me something else. And he's giving me something else. And I'm complaining about it like a bitch.
You really
Live from the D&D studios in downtown Boston, it's showtime. Welcome to Hey, did you ever see that movie? I'm your host, Des, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely little co-host, Lynn.
Bitch, you don't have a future.
And joining us again, the podcaster with a degree in terror, Tony.
Hey, how's it going?
Tonight, we will be discussing the 2004 action thriller Kill Bill Volume 2, written by the great Quentin Tarantino, starring Uma Thurman, Daryl Hannah, David Carradine, Michael Madsen, Gordon Liu, Michael Parks. As always, this podcast will contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, go back and watch it and then come back and listen to the podcast. Let's run that trailer.
The incident that happened at the Two Pines wedding chapel that put this whole gory story into motion has since become legend.
That woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die.
I've killed a hell of a lot of people to get to this point, and I am gonna kill Bill.
Before this tale of bloody revenge reaches its climax, there's a few unanswered questions. If Pai Mei doesn't kill you, he will make you stronger. There are consequences to breaking the heart of a killer.
Pretty cool, huh?
She's coming to kill you.
You see Cutter White through 88 bodyguards.
No, there wasn't really 88 of them. They just called themselves the Crazy 88.
How come?
I don't know. I guess they thought it sounded cool.
Hi, Mommy.
So it all suddenly seems so clear.
I was a killer who killed for you. I had to choose. I chose her. She must suffer to her last breath. You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding. I'm sorry. I overreacted.
You overreacted?
All right. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify. If you're listening on Apple, please leave a 5-star review. It helps the show grow. If you would like to help the show grow, you can head over to our merch store at vvr.printify, printify.me, vvrprintify.me, and grab a Hey Did You Ever See That Movie t-shirt or coffee mug. All right, let's do some opening thoughts on this one. So as we learned last time, I have never seen any of these movies. So the question is, did I like this one as much as I liked the last one? Let's find out. Tony, had you ever seen Volume 2 before preparing for the podcast?
Several, many times over. Every incarnation there. Single, IMAX, 70 millimeter, the Roadshow edition, the whole bloody affair. All of them. I'm a whore for these movies.
So Lynn, had you ever seen it before preparing for the podcast?
Yes, I have.
All right. With a box office budget of $30 million and a box office gross of $152 million, this was considered a huge success for the studio. And I'm actually surprised that there wasn't a part 3 because there was definitely some money to be made with it. You guys want to do a Fast Five? All right.
Heck yeah.
Fast Five. This time, I think we're going to do most disturbing Tarantino scenes showdown. Number 1, Reservoir Dogs, the ear scene, or Django Unchained, Dr. King Schultz introduction. Tony, which scene is more disturbing?
Dr. Schultz introduction. What was disturbing about him? What am I missing?
I believe that we see people shot. We see dogs eating people. It's horrifying.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that just because the ear thing doesn't bother me. I don't know why people are so bothered by it.
Because most
I don't. What does that say about me?
Because most people don't watch people's ears being cut off on a fucking hourly basis.
When your mac and cheese comfort movie is Martyrs, I suppose we have.
You're like it was just an ear. Dylan, which one's worse?
Question for my therapist.
I'm gonna go with Django because I found a lot in that movie really disturbing.
Django is the correct answer because that is by far his most disturbing movie. There were scenes in there that I watched where I was just like, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? Number 2, Death Proof, the car crash, or Pulp Fiction, the basement pawn shop scene. Tony, what?
Well, I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh during the car crash, so I'll go with that. I'm sorry, but there's way too many quotable lines from the pawn shop.
Dylan, which one's more disturbing?
I'm gonna go with the car crash and Death Proof because as much as I hated that movie because there was too much talking, the scene of her leg getting ripped off it lives rent free in my head. I replay it regularly for no reason. It's one of those weird things that just stuck with me and really grossed me out. So I'm gonna have to go with
the correct answer is Pulp Fiction, the basement scene, because Zed is banging Marcellus Wallace in the ass while his friend jerks off and watches, and a gimp is in the background.
See, that's just a fun.
Okay.
What the hell are we talking about? Come on, no kink shame. There's no kink shame.
Oh man, okay. Number 3, Inglourious Bastards, Operation Kino, or Pulp Fiction, Vincent shoots Marvin in the face.
Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped us? Oh, what the fuck's happening? Oh, man, man. Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face. Why the fuck you do that? Well, I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
Tony, which one's worse?
Dude, when Marvin got shot in the face, like that came out of nowhere. I mean, I cackled like a gleeful 5-year-old who just like discovered trains. It was just hysterical. But that was the one that's like, oh my God, how are they going to get out of this?
A 5-year-old that discovered trains. I love that. Dylan, which one's worse?
Oh.
I hate to tell you this, but I've never seen Inglourious Bastards, so I don't know. I'm going to have to go with Pulp Fiction and I know what my homework is now.
We know what our next movie is.
Yeah, it's The Princess Bride. Kill me. Okay, the correct answer is Vincent shoots Marvin in the face. Come on, everybody remembers where they were when they saw that scene the first time. Number 4, returning to Django Unchained, Candyland Massacre, or Inglourious Bastards, swastika carving with Colonel Hans Landa. Which one is worse, Tony?
Candyland Massacre. That just it bummed me out. It really bummed me out when you knew it was coming. You knew he was gonna just couldn't keep his mouth shut, and that
Dylan.
So
which one's worse?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that. As well.
No, the correct answer is Inglourious Bastards. Anytime somebody's carving a swastika into somebody, it's got to be the winner. That is fucking horrible.
But the reason he did it was awesome. You get to go home and take your uniform off. I want to know who you were.
Yes.
After the war.
But it's still horrifying.
I'm just going to say there's recent times, and the scene has come back in my head a little bit, but we won't talk about that.
Number 5, Kill Bill Volume 1, Crazy 8 vs. The Bride, or Death Proof. Remember when I said this car was death proof? Tony.
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is.
I mean,
it's a good one.
Both just equally awesome. when he delivers that line, it's chilling. I got to go with that. I got to go Death Proof. That was such a great scene.
Dylan.
I'm going to go Crazy 88.
The correct answer is Crazy 88. You can all leave, but you must leave your limbs here because they now belong to me. Fucking great. All right, so there you go. Fast Five. Let me give you a little synopsis, then we'll get this thing started. The bride continues her quest of vengeance against her former boss and lover, Bill, and the reclusive bouncer, Bud, and the treacherous one-eyed Elle. There you go.
All right. During the opening credits, we see the bride's bloodied face again and hear her say, "Bill, it's your baby." In the first scene, we see her driving a car and saying there's only one left to kill. She's on her way to kill Bill. Chapter 6, The Massacre at Two Pines. At the Two Pines Wedding Chapel in El Paso, Texas, a dress rehearsal for a wedding is taking place. The bride leaves the chapel to get some fresh air. On the way out, she is disturbed to hear flute music. On the front porch, she finds Bill sitting on a bench playing his bamboo flute. She asks him to be nice, and he replies that he does not know how to be nice, but he will do his best to be sweet. They enter the hall, and she introduces Bill to her fiancé as her father, but rejects the fiancé's idea that her father should give her away at the ceremony. As the bride and groom are called to the front by Reverend Harmony, no attempt is made to introduce the father to the rest of the family. Bill stays at the back of the chapel. Outside the chapel, 4 armed assassins appear, all dressed in black. In one line, they move to the door, they enter, and the shooting starts, killing everybody inside except for the bride and Bill. Back in the present, Bill visits his younger brother, Bud, aka Sidewinder, at his trailer in the middle of nowhere and warns him about the bride. She will kill Bud if Bud does not allow Bill to protect him. Bud, drinking as they talk, replies that maybe they should get killed because the bride deserves her revenge. He then infuriates Bill by saying that he pawned his priceless Hatari Hanzo sword, which was a gift from Bill, for $250. I know it's kind of an Easter egg because David Carradine played the flute in that show that he was in. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but every time... Thank you. Every time he plays that flute, I'm like, this is fucking hipster bullshit. Like, that's the guy, the friend that you had that would pull out a flute and everyone would roll their eyes because they'd pull it out to like impress chicks.
What?
And it was obnoxious.
What Dungeons and Dragons party were you hanging out with?
God.
When someone was pulling on a fucking flute to get laid.
There was like a lute or a flute or something anytime you were like with
Hey,
rent there
ladies,
people.
listen to me play Puff the Magic
Yeah.
Dragon on my little plastic
It's true.
flute.
You didn't do that because you were a rock band guy, but also Bill is a gigantic pussy because he brings 4 people to beat up a pregnant woman, even if she is a trained assassin, and doesn't even get his hands dirty until she's already down for the count. So you're a puss.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Did Charlie get his hands dirty with the Angels? No, the Angels did his dirty work. That's why, because he was elite. All right. Only fuckers who fucking play flutes are elite. Simple as that. That's part of the training. Oh, you're taking management position? Here's your flute. It's like, and that's it. So, first of all, you're wrong about all of it. Everything you've said is wrong. So, and I very rarely disagree with you, Dylan. That's why it's like, I sat here for this. I actually rewound it twice tonight just to go back through it because I appreciate the scene because it's so soft, but it's so filled with dread. Like, dear God, she hears the flute to go take air for herself, and then she stops, and the look of fear, recognition, terror, but also happiness on her, like, that was a moment of like literally 7 different emotions that she has to show that the range that you don't think when you think, all right, great actresses, Uma Thurman's not even the top 5 for me usually, but watching her in the scene was amazing. The dialogue between these two, the way that Tarantino shot them, line, step, line, get closer and closer till they're both in the same frame. Because they're both jousting at this point. Who's going to make the first move? Who's going to flinch? Which is what assassins do. They feel out the other person until they know it's a safe way. Then they go for the dig. And that's what they did in this. And just, it's a masterclass in the way that you shoot tense dialogue without music. Because you don't even know what's going on. So she puts the veil on and they give you the dread music. And oh shit, there it is. It's on. Like he's not going to be good.
You're right. That the on-screen chemistry that these 2 actors had too, Uma Thurman and David Carradine, for 2 wildly different people with like such an age gap between them, they sold it through this whole movie. Like I bought it completely. So again, this is the first time I saw either of these movies, and later in the podcast, I'm going to talk about how I want to kind of just imagine this as one long movie, and I don't really want to try to break them in half, but I have to for this. So this one opens up very similar to the first movie, right? We're going to get some of the same scenes, only this one is way less visually artistic. It's not as sexy to the eye. I mean, right from the jump, it's not. It doesn't have the bells, the whistles, the audio, it's just missing, it's missing the magic of the first few minutes of the first movie where, you know, we get the pussy wagon. We go from the black and white to the ultra color Wizard of Oz. We get the really wild sound effects and little music snippets that just make it animated, over the top fun. We're not getting any of that. Does it mean this is bad? No, it just isn't that.
It's a different movie, and that's what he needed to establish that right in the beginning. We get a talking head of her, a black and white, her driving talking head, summarizing this is the whole last movie. Forget what you know about this. Now this is what we're on to, and he establishes the old school. You know, granted, you know, Once Upon a Time in the West was color, but he establishes the Western feel right off the bat. The dust, the grit. You could see every line and wrinkle in David Carradine's face. It's shot beautifully. It's very rare that someone uses black and white footage to that effect.
Beautiful.
In my opinion.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't have the color, it doesn't have the pop, it doesn't have that. But it establishes, one, this is a whole different chapter, a whole different feel, get used to it. Two, it shows that I can not only shoot in color and pop and make everything over the top, over stimulation, I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to have these lines purposely delivered. I'm going to let the actors breathe with every line, as opposed to nothing but swordplay action and one line throwaways of bitch, 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 and and we know he could do that. This was so reserved and so disciplined to let the actors do what they need to do. You hit the nail on the head with their chemistry. You can feel their history in
all the scenes
without them even talking.
In all the scenes, going right through to the end of the movie, it plays really deep. But you can't present me this sequel after watching a Perfect Five movie that's breaking fucking like boundaries left and right of anything I had seen up to that moment, where I'm just like, wow, this is a masterpiece. He's hitting every note. He's got me. Like, he's got me. From 2 seconds in, he's got me. This is the same movie. I mean, this is an extension of that movie. And I can't watch this and not compare it to the first one because I've seen the first one. So, I mean, I have to try to, my mind is saying, okay, we're continuing on this adventure. This is, you couldn't do Empire Strikes Back and just drop it down to a completely different mood. It wouldn't work.
Right. I think the point that you're making, and rightfully so, is if you watch this back to back as one movie, like The Whole Bloody Affair does, this is a natural lull.
Yes.
After the gigantic fight. But when you're starting off a fresh movie like this, it's kind of like, where are we going? Where's the movement?
And that was my point, was that I'm not bashing this movie right now at all. And as we go through it, you're going to see how when I do start looking at this as a 4-hour movie, yes, it plays perfectly because we just came off that giant action sequence. We're going to get the lull. We're going to get some more exposition. These are the final acts of a longer movie, which makes it work. And he will get back to the magic eventually.
But let's think of it differently. Even though The Whole Bloody Affair gives it to you this way, still broken up, not always in chronology. If you're looking at this chronologically, this happened before all the action happened.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's like, this is literally the first thing we should be seeing.
Totally.
Is her doing
totally. But I mean, it's not the way that I'm watching the movie. So I have to chronologically the way I saw it. You know what I mean?
Right. The way you're being presented the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But again, as I read through my notes, you know, you'll start to feel my temperature change on how this all plays out. So next we see the wedding rehearsal. And for me, this is great because here we are. It's Bill finally. You know, we spent the whole first movie just getting hands and just little snippets in this. We're going to finally get to meet Bill. And he's painted as like a stalker ex. Like, and a bit of a like cowardly slimeball sort of, you know? And again, you're going to hear this change as the podcast goes on as well. My feelings on Bill wildly changed throughout this movie. But here, kind of like Delin said, feels a little cowardly, feels a little stalker, feels like a weirdo, like I love you, but now I have to kill you. It's like, oh boy. And this leads us to a scene where he goes to see Bud. Now he's going to tell Bud, we need to forget about the past. Like, sure, maybe we deserve to die, but I don't want to. So let's forget about that. And she's a fucking bitch, right? He tells Bud the bride will almost certainly kill him if he doesn't do something first, right? I'm getting the impression that Bill is afraid for his own life. And he is looking to assemble some roadblocks to protect them, some people to at least take some of the fight out of the bride before she reaches him and he has to deal with her. But unlike in the first movie, she's really only going to kill one person here, Bill. She's not going to kill anybody else, really. They're going to kill each other. I mean, yeah, we don't even know if she actually ever kills Elle. I mean, she leaves her blind in a trailer with a black mama, but it doesn't matter. We don't know that she dies.
You don't know.
So
honestly, if they had done a 3, I would have loved to have seen her as like some sort of like a blind kind of like matriarchy, like somehow she worked herself into a.
That's the alleged story, is that she gets together with Nikita and trains Nikita to take on the bride and her daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that would have been cool as shit.
This definitely is not the beginning of the first one. Right? Like, we don't even have a kill up to this point where, we're easily 15 minutes into the movie and we're getting a lot of exposition. We're getting a lot of like more classic Tarantino film visually and audio wise, where it feels more familiar to what I'd seen before seeing Kill Bill Volume 1, where I was like, wow, he was really on his game here. Like, he's bringing some shit I ain't never seen. We're kind of back to classic Tarantino here, which I like a lot. So I'm not saying I don't like this, but I have to compare the two, and we're not where we were. We're just not where we were yet.
Dun, dun,
yes.
dun. I have a new appreciation for this scene. The fact that, Bill, she kisses him, he doesn't kiss her back. He stands there emotionless at that point. And you got to think about it. He didn't let her go. He was searching for her this whole time, and this is what he finds. He knows it's his baby. He knows that she ran out on him. There's almost a sadness in him because he does actually love her, but he has to do what he has to do to keep face for the rest of the assassins.
But we don't know that yet. So watching this, I can only react to what I know about Bill.
You're 100% right. I'm just saying my appreciation for the scene has grown time after time of watching it, knowing what's coming and watching his mannerisms. He played it so well. And David Carradine is a cardboard cutout in almost everything else I've ever seen him in. So to see his level, to see Tarantino be able to bring that out of him, if he did, I mean, maybe he brought it himself, but it's just an impressive performance. Because I feel that most of the other movie, I don't like him in. I don't like him at the end. We'll talk about the end, but I don't like him at the end. I don't like him placating everybody else. It seems wrong. This is the one scene that Bill just impresses the shit out of. So that's kind of why I really wanted to kind of harp on it, that just the two of them together and watching it and listening to it, the way it was shot, black and white, gorgeous.
Well, you make a very good point here. I've only seen the movie the one time. I bet if I went back and watched it and knew why Bill was there and what the true circumstances of the situation was, one, I would be more impressed with what I was seeing because I could feel for the man. And two, like you said, you understand the weight of the whole situation. So it makes a lot more sense, right? Because at this point, we're not exactly sure what his intentions are or why he's so hung up on catching up with the bride. So, yeah.
Well, we saw the first one, so we should.
Yeah, sort of.
You gotta have to have a
sort
clue.
of. Yeah, but I mean, we don't know. We don't know because I find out later as a first-time watcher what their true dynamic is.
Chapter 7, The Lonely Grave of Paula Schultz. Bud works as a bouncer in a local strip club. Arriving 20 minutes late, he talks briefly with the bartender before he is called into the office by his hot-tempered, coke-snorting boss, Larry. He argues with Bud over being late again, and Bud claims there's no one in the club to bounce anyway. Larry takes away all of Bud's scheduled hours. Back at the bar, Bud agrees to clean up a broken toilet that a dancer says is overflowing. Bud returns to his trailer later, sensing something is amiss. He enters the trailer and looks out the window. The bride opens the door, and Bud shoots her in the chest with a shotgun loaded with rock salt. While she lies wounded on the ground, Bud injects her with a sedative. He phones Elle Driver and offers to sell her the bride's Hattori Hanzo sword for $1 million. Elle agrees to bring the money in the morning, but her condition is that the bride must die and suffer to her last breath. Bud and an accomplice dig a large hole in the ground at a local cemetery to bury the wounded bride alive. When the grave has been dug, the bride is given a choice. If she does not resist, she'll be given a flashlight. If she does, Bud will burn out her eyes with mace and leave her buried alive in the darkness. She chooses the flashlight. The coffin is lowered into the ground and covered with soil. The bride panics for a moment before recalling her training under Pai Mei. Firstly, I'd like to point out that the bartender is played by Sid Haig, most notably notable for his role as Captain Spaulding in House of a Thousand Corpses and more Rob Zombie films. And I didn't know this before looking him up today, but he was also offered the role of Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction, and he turned it down, a decision he would later regret.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I saw this movie, all I could think about is what a loser Bud is, because his life is a train wreck. He's reduced to fixing overflowing toilets in a dingy strip club. There's no indication of where the money he assumedly made while working as an assassin or where it all went, though you'd probably be right to think that he just pissed it away. But upon numerous watches, I have a begrudging respect for Bud. He should have been the easy out. And the bride underestimates him by opening his door and just walking in. Like, what are you fucking doing? Vernita and Oren are seasoned fighters, but Bud is scrappy as fuck, and he's resourceful. And I believe he chooses to live his life out there in the middle of nowhere because his R is regret. And lastly, I'd like to point out that the scene in the boss's office, there's a Tenanuki statue behind him, which is very common in Japan, but not really in Texas. And it's a raccoon spirit that brings protection and prosperity wherever it's placed.
So you have this new respect for Bud for this fucking this plan. Sorry, just stop, okay? We're gonna get into this. So first of all,
I'm not sure you have to like take it out like it's a personal
it's a
affront.
personal problem. So we get the showdown between Bud and the bride. So Bud has rock salt in his gun. So this was a premeditated ambush, right? Executed by a sloppy drunk. And I have a problem with this for a couple of reasons. First, his plan was so simple, too simple. Sit in chair, shoot bride when bride opens door. We know she's way too smart to fall into this ridiculously lame trap. But
that's my point.
Your point is like, oh, he set up this. No, if this fucking ambush had been fucking clever, yes. It's not clever. This is Cletus sitting in his fucking thing, waiting for his drunk fucking cousin Bubba to come over so he can rob him for his wallet and shoot him when he walks through the door.
So this guy who's the fucking Cletus is the one that actually can take her out. And now, granted, he fucking fumbles it at the end, but he takes her out. He gets it. She's laying on the ground. All he has to do is hit fucking over the head with a rock, and she's dead.
Writing by Tarantino. This is a hole in the script. This is a problem. This scene never needed to happen. All we needed, and I'm going to get to this later, is fucking a flashback when he's burying her, with 3 words of exposition. We don't need to know how he caught her if this is what we're going to be fucking presented with.
Bullshit. We'd all be like, oh, how did he catch her?
I would rather not know than have it be this, because this is horse shit. She basically is like with a fucking wind chime on her back as she walks through the fucking door. It's retarded. Sorry.
Breathe, dude. It's okay. Gummies are your friend. So the same way she walked in and had to take on the crazy 88, and Irene, she's like, you really didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? She's like, you know what? I actually kind of did. Because she knows she's better than all of them. So she's never shied down from any fight that she's had. And we've seen it. We continue to see it. She's going to go straight in because she knows she has the advantage. She's the best trained of all of them. Pai Mei trained her. Bill trained her. Everybody trained her. She knows how much everyone
Why don't you peek in the door fucking before you open it up?
She did peek in the door. She peeked under the door, saw him sitting there, look at doofus with his beer.
Facing the door.
She saw his feet. Facing the door. But yeah, again, I don't have a problem with it because I'm sure she reconned it, knowing where he worked, knowing what he did, overhearing all the bullshit that's gone on here. He's basically not in the shape he was. You didn't happen to keep up with your swordplay, did you? Now, why
No,
would
he's
I
got
do
a
that?
shotgun now.
He does, because you know what? He's efficient and he's white trash is really what it comes down to. He lives in a trailer. He's excommunicated from society because of all the people he's killed. He has his regrets. You nailed it. The 2 R's, regret or
Relief.
relief. His is regret. He hates the life he had. He had an issue with Bill. Bill came to him after he said, we haven't talked in some time. You know, it's been at least 4 to 5 years because that's how long the bride has been out of commission. So chances are after that slaughter, he broke the gang up and everybody went their own ways. He actually let everybody go because he's like, fuck, we're broken now. We're never going to come back from this because we had to kill one of our own. So Bud went off to be his fucking useless self and go live in a trailer, probably work in the strip club for how many years at this point? And I'm sorry, the scene with his boss, hysterical. There's your name. Oh, there was your name. Like, just he's such an asshole. And Bud could have snapped his neck with like without a second thought from his past training and didn't, because this is his penance, is living a shit life in a shit existence. So as he said, she deserves her vengeance and we deserve to die. So you know what? If she's going to show up, like he said, let her come down the club, start some shit, and we'll fight. So he sat there waiting for her to get there. He knew she was coming. Should she been smarter? A good chance, but she underestimated him. You're right. But I don't think it's the level
she was
you're
trained by Pao Mai. She can walk on wind. And she fucking, like, I can think of 10,000 ways. I wasn't trained by this guy. How about first off, you just put a bottle of Jack Daniels outside the trailer and wait till you see how long it takes for this idiot to stumble out to try and get it, and you cut his head off. You're just going to walk in the front door. Just walk in the front door. You know he's facing it. You know he's facing the door. You're just going to walk in. No, I'm not. I wouldn't peek on the door and be like, I can see his cowboy boots. I think it's fine. I'm just going to walk right in.
She walked into a Japanese club with the head of the Yakuza and her entire army of people and said, fuck it, I'm here. Let's do it. She's going to do this with the one guy, even no matter how redneck she is, she's not backing down.
She let Vernita Green open her front door to her. Hi, I'm here to kill you.
She walked into because she was taking Green off guard. Green didn't know she was coming. This guy knew she was coming. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's undefendable. It's ridiculous. She's not this stupid. It's not going to play for me. I rolled my eyes and just said, this is bad writing. It just was. You could capture her and still not make her look like a fucking idiot. And secondly, this is our first fight of the movie. This is our first real action. Come on, man. This is no knife fight between her and Vernita Green from the first movie. This is just a problem, is all it is.
It's a different movie.
But she's the same character.
But then stop comparing it to the
But I
first
have
movie.
to.
You
This
can't.
is terrible. First movie, you're going to write me up this amazing scene. Second character, you're going to give me a fucking Happy Meal and say Bon Appetit. You're fucking, no.
She knocked on the door of everybody she killed.
She didn't even knock on this one.
Think about it. Think about who she, if Elle was home, she would have done the same thing to her. She knocked on the door for Vernita Green. She basically walked into the club with the Crazy Eight where she knocked on fucking Bud's trailer. She walked into the fucking front door of Bill's house later. It's nothing new. It's nothing new.
Into the restaurant to fight the Crazy Eight. She snuck in. Had she come in SWAT style through the little vent on the top of the trailer, I would have respected it more.
But she didn't sneak into the club. She cut off a fucking arm and called the head of the Yakuza out in front of 80 people on the dance floor.
She'd already been hiding like a ninja above the fucking door. She was hiding in the bathroom. She didn't just walk through whistling Dixie.
Right. And she was under the trailer. She listened. She waited to see what he was doing. He's doing his redneck bullshit. He's sitting in his chair, listening to Johnny Cash with his fucking... But again...
What? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Again, she should have fucking done a little recon and seen him in there with a shotgun.
I can't argue that.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know why we can't just call this whole fucking script.
Because I like seeing the veins in your neck pop out a little further each episode. The closer we get to stroke, the happier I get.
I'm close. I'm sweating here. All right, finally we get this scene where Bud buries the bride alive.
bed.
And we get some more exposition here where he says, this is for breaking my brother's heart. Okay, this perked my ears up. This is setting up that maybe the bride isn't so innocent in this whole thing. I am like, oh, okay, so obviously you're going to think she broke his heart. You know, they were lovers and she broke his heart. How far is this going to go? I immediately now my needle starts shifting towards Bill. It was all the way over at the bride. Needle is now starting to shift over towards Bill. I've known women like the bride. Sorry, that sounded bad. But
Oh,
Jesus.
here we go. Here's therapy. Get on the couch. Here we go.
And we do get this one. All right, so this is where things start to turn around a little bit for us. We do get this one sexy Tarantino shot that was kind of sort of reminded me of the first movie. On the first movie, we get the cocking of the gun. We see the bullet drop into the chamber. We see it fire. This is an up close scene. It's really stylistic. It's really sexy. We're going to get this like watered way, way down when the nail goes through the top of the casket into the box, and it's an up close shot. And I thought it was great. I mean, so simple. It's a nail going through two pieces of wood in a full frame. But I thought it was awesome. I was like, my hope was back. I'm like, we're getting back to what I thought I was going to see right from the beginning. So at this point, we're about 25 minutes, a half an hour into this movie. And I feel like this movie, we'll get to it. But this isn't the first 25 minutes of the first movie, let's just say.
We agree to disagree on a lot of things. And I think this is one of them. I do agree with you that scene with the nail, just again, it's a Tarantino kind of staple. He loves his close-ups on objects. Yeah, I mean, just the idea of being buried alive is terrifying enough, but I loved the fact that, again, we're not there yet, but the whole Pai Mei training, it's like it trained her for this. It like that just made me like, how the fuck is she getting out of this?
Yeah.
And like they set you up and they tell you how. It's like, all right, I'll go with it.
Super
All
clever,
right.
but again, just like the scene before where she's so stupid to just walk in the door and get shot in the chest with rock salt by a fucking idiot drunk. He's dumb enough to put her in the fucking casket alive. Just fucking smash her head with the shovel and put her in there and this movie is over.
God.
He knows she's not,
Okay.
he knows that she's not like just the regular dipshit. You know, you're going to give her a fucking flashlight. Like, why don't you give her a fucking, I don't know, Bowie knife too? What else? You want to give her like a little oxygen?
I hate to agree with him. It hurts my heart to have to agree with him, but you're right. Even my first time through watching this movie, it's like, why wouldn't you just?
Yeah.
You know, she's got skills. You know, she's the most dangerous one of all of you. You're giving her a chance to get out. Is that? But then on the other flip side of that coin, is he doing this to give her the respect that she deserves that he feels she hasn't gotten yet?
I would think it would be worse to be buried alive than just to have your lights put out real quick before you're putting in. I feel like he's fucking with her, and then he gives her the flashlight. Like, let me give you a tool too. This could probably be repurposed in 1,000 different ways to get you out of this box. Since you're a fucking ninja with magic, here's a flashlight.
And to not search her, especially boots of all things. I mean, dude, I fucking did security for like a week, and I know to search boots, see what's in them. It's like, come on, it's this part of it did give a little too much. Like, all right, we're gonna.
Dude, he ties her up with like a belt on top of her cowboy boots. Like, that doesn't look very secure. Like, do we have any rope? Anybody got some rope? She's a ninja.
And quite frankly, the rope on her arms looked like she could have worked that knot out even without the razor.
Especially with the flashlight in her teeth, like without being even bound. She's like, and listen, it's my job to do this, okay? I had no problem with the first half hour of this movie. I was wildly entertained. I loved it. But is that what you want me to just say? Oh, it was fucking great. It was wildly entertained. It was fucking awesome. Look with Tarantino. No, I saw problems and I'm going to fucking talk about it. It's not entertaining.
Oh my God. You are. All right.
Entertaining, annoying, whatever.
Moving on.
All right. Chapter 8, The Cruel Tutelage of Pai Mei. In a flashback, Bill and the bride, very much in love with him, sit by a campfire in China, and Bill, who calls her kiddo, plays his flute again. He tells her about his kung fu teacher Pai Mei and his 5-point palm exploding heart technique. Pai Mei did not teach Bill the technique because he does not show it to anyone. At the foot of the steps leading to Pai Mei's place in a rural part of China, Bill informs the bride that Pai Mei will take her as a pupil because he is lonely. Bill's bruised face shows that they fought, though he refuses to elaborate. Bill warns her not to show any disrespect to Pai Mei because Pai Mei will kill her. She climbs the steps and is quickly humiliated by Pai Mei, who challenges her to land one blow on him while they engage in hand-to-hand combat, and the bride fails. Pai Mei threatens to chop her hand off with a single blow and declares that her hand belongs to him and she must strengthen it. Over the next several weeks, the bride works hard and learns hard. She finds striking a blow with her fist to break a hole through a thick wooden plank at close range the most difficult skill. Back to the present, the bride is in the coffin and manages to free her legs enough to get her boot off. She gets the straight razor hidden inside and uses it to cut her hands free. She hits the coffin lid with a fist repeatedly, the technique Pai Mei forced her to learn. The lid becomes smeared with her blood, but it finally cracks. She emerges from the grave. Covered in dirt, she walks into a diner, sits down, and calmly asks for a glass of water. Initially, Tarantino was going to play Pai Mei himself and use bad dubbing on purpose, like in the old 70s films. But he decided to use Gordon Liu, who was Johnny Moe in Volume 1. I think that I appreciate him doing that instead of him playing it himself. It would have felt weird. Explanation of the exploding heart technique is foreshadowing for the end of the movie, and it feels a little bit telegraphed, but that's okay.
This is where the movie, it was almost like a light switch. It was like, flick, we're on now. Like, that's it. First 25 minutes of the movie could have been condensed into literally 4-minute, 3-minute fucking flashback with some exposition, and we could have got right here. So we open with a flashback of Bill and the bride, loaded with tons of exposition, but good exposition, and it's a really great scene. He tells her the rules of training under Pao Mai, right? He's going to tell her the rules. But she's obviously in love with Bill. So I felt like Bill was also telling her the rules of their relationship. Like, these are the rules I learned from him. These are the rules you're going to learn from him. And these are the rules of our relationship. You don't fuck me over or I kill you. And that's rule number one. That's the first rule and the last rule about training with this guy. He will fucking kill you. And don't tell me you love me and we're good, and then fucking stab me in the back or I will fucking kill you. And she says, I understand. So they have a contract now. My needle is now moving more towards Bill. She's been warned, okay? She's been warned. Tony, what do you think of that scene?
I like it because it sets up, well, I mean, the story time, it took too long. And that's a story that I've heard in other movies, and I felt they could have chosen something different with it. I like their dynamic that she's like, the student listening. He is just the teacher. Again, aiming with a flute. They're the master. So
college professor, student.
Exactly.
Literally, if you look at the way they dress her, I mean, obviously she's Uma Thurman and you can't change the way her face looks, but they've got her in like little pedal pusher jeans and like Keds sneakers. It's like she's designed to look like she's a teenager, being groomed. Like 17, 18.
She's being groomed here by him, and you can see it.
Yes.
Completely. Yeah. That scene of Bill coming down the stairs all beat up. Again, why is he beat up? What did he say? What did he do? What history do they have? That's shit that I love that we never find out, but there's enough there for us to go, it's a volatile relationship, but yet it's a working relationship. Because obviously this is the guy that Bill is farming out to supply his people to be trained by, because Elle goes to him, she goes to him. I'm sure everyone at one point had to go through him to become one of the assassin squad.
Well,
but she's like, when will I see you again? Well, that depends on you.
Yeah.
It might take a year. It's like, holy shit, a year? Like,
well, she actually says the first year he won't warm up yet for the first year. She's like,
yeah, I don't know if the rest of the squad went through Pai Mei because I don't know when Daryl Hannah went to see him. Was it pre-Oren? Was it past Oren?
No, it has to be. It has to be past.
She's the last one because she killed him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if she killed him before Oren went, before Vernita went, before Bud went?
So maybe no one else got to.
Gotcha. So
Okay.
next, the bride meets Pai Mei. And this is where the movie kicks fully into high gear. This is what I expected right from the start. Like, if this movie starts at the campfire or starts at her coming out of the coffin and coming up through the dirt, that fucking like Day of the Dead hand coming through the dirt, and as she's breaking free and getting her through the night air, we get this little flashback of, Bud saying, fucking whatever. And this is, fucking good riddance to you. And he nails her in and buries her. And we understand, he put her in this box. She's going to get to him. Now we're here. That's fine. We're there. We understand everything we need to understand. So the character of Pai Mei, amazing. One of the best characters ever in the history of all characters ever. I fucking love this thing. Visually, attitude, movements, everything. It's absolutely perfect. Tarantino captures the feel of an early 70s martial arts movie to absolute perfection. And it feels a little campy in a good way. It's, oh my God, I was blown away by this whole fucking training montage. This whole thing, their back and forth, their chemistry, his like ruthless fucking attitude. It's fucking amazing. I just wish, because I checked the timer, this is the 50-minute mark. We're 50 minutes in before we get to like the meat and potatoes, And we're going to get to it. I'm fine with the first 50 minutes of the movie if I'm talking about this as a 4-hour movie. Yes. But when I'm talking about a 2-hour and 15-minute movie, I don't want to take 15 minutes to get to the magic. It just took a little too long.
Well, I was going to say, I thought it was really cool when she's doing the training montage and the scenes behind her are very obvious green screens.
Yes.
Like on purpose. That was super 70s cheese and schlock, and I liked
the
that a lot.
close up, the wonky close up and back for. Oh, I loved that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the character of Pai Mei is common in the old 70s kung fu movies. I mean, the what is it? The flying guillotines and the one-armed swordsman. Like, Pai Mei is all part of that history. So it's the same character. He just took that character out of those movies, put it into this one with Gordon Liu playing it. And that was like an amazing, like as soon as they showed him, I'm like, oh, they got Pai Mei. They got like, the kung fu geek in me like lost it. So to see him and that character do the things he does in all the other movies, it's not, again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. It's not so much awesome Tarantino. It's awesome Tarantino ripping off the best of the 70s, making it his own and doing a good job with it that way. But I mean, I've seen it in the 70s and I loved it then. I'm going to love it now. And if somebody else does the same thing, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it in the 2025s. It's so good. His ruthlessness is just unreal. Like when she's had spent the last 3 days punching the board and her hands are all gnarled and broken, smacks her hands for not being able to use chopsticks, throws her food on the floor like a dog. It's like, oh, such a bastard. Loved it.
Yeah.
So good.
No, I loved it.
Chapter 9, Elle and I. The bride walks a great distance across the desert and through the mountains. She reaches Bud's trailer in time to see Elle arrive. Elle enters the trailer and gives Bud a red suitcase full of money. He makes margaritas in a grubby blender and serves them in dirty jelly jar glasses while she examines the sword. He opens the suitcase, gloats over the money, and is struck in the face by a venomous black mamba snake that was hidden among the bundles of cash. Before he dies, Elle tells him that she's sorry that such a piece of shit as himself was the one who managed to kill the bride because she deserved better. She phones Bill and tells him that the bride has killed his brother, but that she, Elle, has killed the bride. Elle also reveals the whereabouts of the final resting place of the bride in the grave of Paula Schultz and mentions that the bride's real name for the first time is Beatrix Kiddo. When Elle goes to leave, B is waiting for her and kicks her back into the trailer. Their long and vicious fight destroys the trailer's interior. In a lull in the hostilities, Beatrix asks Elle how she lost her eye, and Elle says that Pai Mei ripped it out because she offended him. Elle tells Beatrix that she poisoned Pai Mei in revenge, and he died. They continue to fight, and Elle gets a hold of the bride's sword. In a golf bag, the bride finds another katana inscribed to my brother Bud, the only man I ever loved, Bill. Apparently, Bud did not sell it after all, and he was just saying it to hurt Bill's feelings. As they face off, Elle relishes the irony of killing the bride with her own sword. However, at close range, the bride plucks out Elle's remaining eye and steps on it. Rather than finishing Elle, Beatrix leaves the trailer, the black mamba hissing behind her as Elle shrieks and curses and flails. To me, this is the high point of Volume 2, this fight. It showcases how vicious and backhanded and just viperous Elle is. Killing Bud and framing the bride for it, swindling Bud for the money and the sword, killing Pai Mei. She's a total douchebag. Among a group of killers, she's the one that's the most evil without any kind of moral compass, but she has a begrudging respect for B, and that's interesting. And I know I'm jumping ahead a bit, but what does it say about Bill that Hanzo would break the oath to make a sword to kill him? And Pai Mei would only teach the bride the exploding heart technique, probably because she realized that she was going to be the closest person to Bill and can use it if need be. I feel like it says a lot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but they never really tell us why Bill is so bad. In 4.5 hours of this movie, I never like. Sure, he shoots the bride at point blank at her wedding, but that's really all we get from him. I mean, they don't paint him as the most despicable character I've ever seen in a Tarantino movie. And the way people, like you said, react to the name and stuff, I would have liked a little bit more proof. That's all.
Sure, that's a failing. Instead of giving me 20 minutes at the Twin Pines thing, show me something that's
give me
terrible
something,
that Bill did. Let me
the
see
way
it.
it's presented to me, like I said, I'm starting to like Bill. So next we get Elle racing through the desert in this fucking black Trans Am, right? I have to say, I've had two of these cars. I had a 1977 and then I had a 1979. I fucking love these cars. Whenever I see them, my little pee-pee gets hard. Next we cut to the bride arriving at Bud's simultaneously with Elle. And the movie just stays in high gear here. We get back to stylistic sound. We're going to get that fucking kill sound that we got in the first volume.
It's the Ironsides alarm.
We're back. I feel like I'm back in that universe again. I've been there since the campfire scene, and it just has been relentless since then, where it's just incredible. Almost, I would almost venture to say better because of these characters like Pai Mei that I absolutely just thought was the best. But I will say that I saw the double cross between Elle and Bud a mile away. And Delinkin was sitting there on the couch when I said, she gives him the suitcase. I said, this is a double cross. I go, she's killing him here. She's done.
Well, initially he said that's an empty suitcase, right? And
well,
I said, I'm not telling you.
I knew it wasn't going to just be money and she was killing him without question. And he didn't see it coming. So these characters, again, are coming in and out of focus a little bit. Like I would think that he would be, coming from this kill squad and spending time with these people. He should understand that he's probably not getting this money. But, and I will say this, Delin, you said the point. So Elle is ruthless, right? And this is like the mafia. So he probably thinks he's safe because he's the brother of the boss. Like, and you're not going to put a hit out on a made man. So he probably figures I'm a made man. She's not going to, hit, but she is going to pull like from Goodfellas. What's his name? Fucking Pesci's character. Right. So he's going to whack a fucking made man without permission and it's going to cost him at the end. She's doing the same thing here. And we're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to find out through a phone call that she did not have authorization from Bill to whack Bud. So she is like, again, like the fucking, the rogue, tough guy, arm breaker for the mob that isn't made. And she's she's playing bigger than her part in the family.
Well, I feel like you get mentions here and there that she loves Bill. And, with Beatrix around, she was always second fiddle. And now that she's not around, she's kind of moved into that position a little bit, because she's like, what's up, sweetie? She's definitely trying to move into that place.
She's definitely still working. I mean, that's the thing is like she was sent by Bill to go kill her in the hospital. And he called it off last minute saying she doesn't deserve this. She deserves better. She's like, don't. So she's still been doing jumps. So she still has her edge. Yeah. Bud living in a trailer for years. Renita Green having kids and living suburban life. Or Renishi too busy with the Yakuza. She's been staying sharp doing jobs.
Yeah.
So she's used to this. One of my favorite shots in the whole thing is basically Bud pick up the suitcase, going to the table. And there's that shot of Elle looking over her shoulder at him, through her hair. But the thing is, she doesn't get her good eye in the angle. That's what I love. Like she just turns like she couldn't care less. She knows what's coming. It's the patch looking at it. not even her real eye. So she's like, whatever, let's get this over.
My
Yeah.
problem with this scene, and I love this fight scene. I mean, this is going to take us right back to the Vanetta Green, the Bride showdown in the beginning of Volume 1. It's an equally impressive fight between these two women. But I just felt like there was an opportunity missed here because she's so evil and she really just needs to get it, right? And she's gone against Bill's wishes. She's killed his brother, who we already saw in the sword, to the only man I ever loved, or whatever, right? We know how important his brother is to him. She's gonna whack him, and then she just gets fucking left blind in a trailer by the Bride. I wish that this scene could have ended a little differently, and maybe she gets the Bride. I mean, fuck, she's 10 times smarter than Bud, and she can't figure it out, but it's fine. Maybe she gets the Bride, and then Bill finds out she killed his brother. She whacked him, and we get a little bit more of this play off of Goodfellas, where we see her getting it for whacking a made man. I mean, if you're going to give it to me like this, if you're going to take little snips and bits of the movies I've seen, fucking go for it. Give me a violent scene. Put her fucking head in a vice. This is for Bud.
God. That's it. You've lost Tony.
No, I mean it's.
Oh, wait,
your
Tony,
point.
not to cut you off, but how great would this have been when they put her head in the vice to kill her for whacking Bud? Her one good eyeball pops out.
One good eye pops out. You made me fucking pop your eye out for that
your
fuck,
last
you
good
motherfucker.
fucking eye, you bitch. It should have been Joe Pesci that did it. Oh, Joe Pesci comes in with a samurai sword and a vice.
I love the claustrophobic feel of this scene. It's just the fact that she tries to unsheath the sword 3 to 4 times and just doesn't have the room to do it. How fast they move on each other. It's literally it's a cat fight with amazing choreography.
Yeah.
And I love every bit of the scene. And I have to say I agree. This is the closest to the first movie that we get in this movie, and the only scene that we're going to get that is close to the first movie. And I would be lying if I said I didn't agree. I wanted her to actually kill her, but then thinking about it when the movie ended, going, she's still alive. There's a sequel, so I can't be mad at it. I can understand why he did it, but I mean, what good is a blind? I say, what good is a blind assassin? And I'm like, oh, Zatoichi, and then we're talking all the fucking Hong Kong movies that this one was stemmed from. Half of them are blind, so it's like we're just setting up the fucking Miyagi for Vanita's kid.
Yeah, and at this point in the movie, we still have 0 kills from the Bride, and we're now an hour into this movie. 0 kills. Let that sink in. How many kills did we get by this mark in the first movie? So I mean, but again, as I run through this and I think about this like one big body of work, you couldn't have sustained that for 4 hours. It would have been like, all right, like how many more people is she gonna fight? Is this Hannibal Lecter? Like, give me something else. And he's giving me something else. And I'm complaining about it like a bitch.
Really are.
All right. Last chapter, Face to Face. In Mexico, B visits the courtly retired pimp Esteban Vallejo, Bill's old mentor, and asks him where Bill is. He agrees to tell her because he thinks Bill would like to see her. She enters Bill's hacienda carefully, a gun in her hand, but is shocked when Bill and their small daughter, Bibi, alive, both play shoot at her with toy guns. She spends time with her daughter, who falls asleep. B goes to speak to Bill. Bill's warning shot pins her down in a seat and shoots her with a truth serum dart. She explains why she left him, because she wanted to keep their child safe, not wanting her to grow up to be assassins like them. Flashback to a hotel room where B learns she's pregnant and when attacked by another assassin, convinces her to walk away because of said pregnancy. She does so with a congratulations on her way out the door. Back in the present, Bill is puzzled because he believes that Beatrix is a natural-born killer and could not change. He asks if she enjoyed killing the people on her revenge list, and the truth serum forces her to admit that she did. They agree to fight with swords on the beach. Then Bill suddenly attacks her as they sit on his patio. At the climax of a brief skirmish during which they both remain seated, she strikes him with the 5-point palm exploding heart technique. She tells Bill that she did not mention that Pai Mei taught her the technique because she's a bad person. Bill disputes that. They share an affectionate farewell before he takes 5 steps and falls down dead. Beatrix takes her daughter away to start a new life. The lioness has rejoined her cub, and all is right in the jungle. So we usually try to avoid hot button topics because we're talking about movies and entertainment, but I would like to just take a moment during this last segment on this particular movie to bring up the effect Harvey Weinstein had on the production. Uma Thurman is driving the Carmen Gia, and there was an accident where she suffered a concussion and hurt her knees. Weinstein refused to give her the footage unless she signed a waiver saying she would not hold Miramax accountable. And Tarantino didn't back her up. And this hurt the relationship between Uma and Quentin. And they've now repaired it. And notably, when the Me Too movement happened and his then girlfriend Mira Sorvino claimed that she was also involved in an incident with Weinstein, Tarantino finally spoke out against him. So that's good. But there's also reports Weinstein harassed Daryl Hannah on the promotion tour for both movies. And lastly, there was supposed to be a gigantic scene bookending the movie and being just like the House of Blue Leaves with a drawn out sword fight on the beach. And we were robbed of it because Weinstein was like, yeah, you're going a little over budget. We're done. And he forced him to cut it and make this exploding heart technique.
I'm glad they cut it. I had a fucking lump in my throat. I was blown away by it. I loved it. I didn't see it coming. Had I just got some big fight scene on the beach, I would have said, that's what I expected. No, I did. The whole end of this movie is it's a slider. It's a knuckleball when you're expecting a fastball. And I respected it a lot. So we open with the scene where the bride learns Bill's location. This is a fucking Dos Equis beer commercial. I don't usually give up the location of my boss, but when I do, I drink a Dos Equis. I mean, this guy's the most interesting man in the world.
I fucking love Michael Parks in the scene. Everything about him in the scene is just awesome. The way he slurs his accent, his slur, the fact that he doesn't blink. He just slightly closes his eyes. They never touch. I again rewound it 2 or 3 times. Only after he invites the cut face girl over does he blink.
Yeah.
Till that point, he never stops looking at her.
Great.
He keeps the guard up. And that's it. Again, small details like that just blow me away.
And I have no doubt in my mind that he could show her the wonders of the world in the bedroom. The guy plays it so confident, man. He's 85 and slicker than fucking STP. So when she arrives at Bill's, this is where this movie takes a very unexpected turn for me. It becomes like, I don't even know what, like it feels almost like a heartfelt family reunion movie or something. It's followed by him telling her this story of a dead goldfish that loosely outlines what he did to her. Like he's trying to justify it and say, well, this is kind of how, like, she loved the fish, but, the thing, I'm just like, where is all of this coming from? It's just so what I didn't expect. She comes in, the daughter's there, he falls on the floor, they're both shooting. Like, this is like a fucking rom-com or something, but in a good way. I liked it a lot, and it only worked because I really felt the chemistry between David Carradine and Uma Thurman. Now, being a true romantic, I really wanted them to fucking reconcile and just raise this kid together. I did. So we're going to get the truth serum. Then Bill's going to gaslight her and his actions with some like Superman, superhero bullshit before his interrogation of the bride begins. And then we learn that she did, in fact, take Bill's unborn child and went on the run to hide it from her. Now, this changes everything for me. Did Bill overreact? Yes. But what did she expect would happen? I mean, she's dating like Sammy the Bull. And she's like, I'm just going to take his fucking kid and run off and marry fucking Jared from the gas station, from the record store, and tell him, this is your kid. Like, what did you think was going to happen when your murderous mob boss boyfriend found out that you fucking stole his child and gave it to Cletus from the record store? Like, really? You're surprised that he fucking killed everybody? No, I'm not surprised. This is a fucking leopard being a leopard. It's a lion being a lion. This is what I expect from Bill. And it's what she should have expected from Bill.
I mean, yes, I agree with that because you're correct. A leopard doesn't change their spots, and that is who he is, and that's who he's going to always be, which is why they can't ever raise this child peacefully and get back together. But her point is, I have watched you gaslight and brainwash and use all these women for your own good for a million years, and that's what you're going to do with our daughter, if I say.
But here's the problem. She isn't some abused little housewife. She's a fucking serial killer for hire. So who is she to fucking cast judgment on Bill? Like, Bill, you're too violent to be in your daughter's life. So I'm going to take her and raise her with fucking Cletus from the record store.
I didn't say he was too violent. Like, I said he's a manipulator.
Right, but she's a murderer.
She's not a manipulator. He is.
She's a fucking murderer for hire.
Sure. So is he.
Yeah. So who is she to say this kid should be with me? I've only killed fucking 300 people opposed to your fucking. She's a fucking sicko. She's a sicko.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
The character is portrayed as a remorseful, basically rejuvenated. The minute she found out she was pregnant, everything changed. She said that. As soon as that line showed up on that pregnancy test, everything in my head changed.
Oh.
She didn't want to kill anymore. She didn't want to do anything. That's why she didn't pull the trigger on Lisa Wong. She couldn't do it. She didn't want to kill. She had her dead to rights. Could have killed her right there in the hotel, but she's like, you know what? I don't want to do that because I'm pregnant and I don't want to do this anymore.
So I want to walk away. Once John Wayne Gacy got his wife pregnant, he was like, I like babies and children now. I'm sorry. I'm remorseful. Oh, you're not a serial killer anymore. You're a good guy. Why don't you open up an ice cream store downtown? Get the fuck out of here. She's a fucking psychopath, and she could have gone to Bill and said, listen, Bill, here's the deal. We have this daughter. We have lots of money. We have this mansion. Why don't we just knock the killing shit off and raise this kid? What do you think? And if he was like, no, I want to keep, my evil corp going and we're just going to keep killing people, then maybe she's like, all right, well, then I'm going to take the kid and run. She never even gave him the option. She never even gave him the fucking option. I could see if she was being held there captive by him. He was a killer. She was afraid for her life. She's done plenty of fucking evil. Sorry.
You really made it through the Me Too movement unscathed, huh, buddy? Okay, that's wow.
Keep going.
You're defending. Look at who you're defending here.
Yes, defending one killer against another. I think that she did him dirty. I think that she fucking did him dirty. She double-crossed him with his own child.
He did her duty numerous times.
With what dirty?
Including shooting her in the head.
Yeah, but
you used the word yourself. He was grooming her to be who she became.
I mean, she looked like she was in her 20s. She was in her 20s.
It doesn't matter. He groomed her. He gaslit her.
No.
He turned her into what she was. Yes.
And
he did it with everybody.
Did she enjoy it? Yeah, she did enjoy it because it's who she became until she didn't want to do it anymore. And she realized there's more to this life than just killing.
But she did him dirty. She never even gave him the chance to change.
Because she knew how it would go.
But he could have said the same.
That's why she heard the flute on the fucking porch. As I said, you saw fear. You saw her uncomfortableness. As soon as she heard it, she had terror in her face.
She should have.
She knew fuck.
She stabbed the mob boss in the back. She should be afraid.
I can't go in there with you.
They have all this. There's the romantic. That's the romantic coming out, right?
Because here's the romantic. So we're going to get these scenes where, you can see in her eyes she loves him. They're sitting at the table. She gives him the 5-finger death punch and he takes the steps and we get the Bambi eyes and the slow motion and he dies and she cries. And there was so much there between them that Tarantino was actually able to sell me where I was like, I'm buying it. They were in love. Why didn't she just give him a chance? I'm not going to do this anymore. We have a child now. I'm done killing. Do you want to raise this kid with me? Can we turn it around?
Because here's the thing. He's the kind of guy that would have been like, you're not going anywhere.
She never even
You're
gave
not
him the
going
chance.
anywhere. You're going to do what I'm telling you to do.
Maybe not.
That's who he was.
Maybe not. Child changes
that's who
things.
He was.
Child changes things. Child changes.
That's who he was.
Right. Child changes things. So she changed.
But he might have two.
Thank you.
He might have.
You proved my point.
He might have two. He might have fucking Christmas trees.
We saw he didn't.
Christmas presents.
He had BB for 4 years and didn't change. He was still telling Elle to go out and kill people. We know that.
Yeah, because he had that one last hit that had to be performed against the woman that stabbed him in the back.
We don't know that was the only one.
We don't know what it wasn't. That could have been
Listen,
it. He could have retired.
I'm sorry.
No,
I cannot go there.
He could have
with
retired.
You.
He could have never killed another person. He could have been fucking Easter bunnying it up for the last 4 years. And it's just, and you know what? I don't think he ever really wanted to kill fucking the bride. I believe that if she had come back after watching the movie with the kid and come out and said, Bill, you know what? Sorry, I fucking tried to hide the kid from you. Are you sorry for shooting me in the head? Okay, let's call it fucking water under the bridge.
No. That wasn't going to happen.
No.
She said, we have unfinished business. And he said, we sure fucking do.
But if
he was not letting it go either.
he would have.
So no, I'm sorry.
He would have fucking come around.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have come around.
No, he wouldn't have.
Love, exciting and new. Come on, Elle. I don't know.
I love the way the movie ended. But I will say I hated it. The first time I saw the movie, I was not a fan of the way the ending happened. I did want the battle. I did want her kicking in the door. I wanted armed guards. I wanted his own version of the Crazy 88. I wanted another Force 5 femme fatale he's been trained on that she knew nothing about. And when she walked in and had to listen to fucking Superman stories for 15 fucking minutes. And
yeah.
As much as I can appreciate it now, knowing like where it's going to go and how it ends, the first time I saw it, I was just like, oh, this is not what I wanted. I understand why he did it. It's a whole different left turn to keep people on their toes. I get it now. Still, that scene is just, I don't like the setup to it. I appreciate the goldfish story, the Superman story. I get his point, just took way too fucking long. And I think getting the two of them to that final table could have been cut to 10 minutes. And it bugged me. I'm glad we didn't get the Moonlight fight, because you're right. The way it kind of happened, it was the perfect ultimate final betrayal.
Yes.
To unfortunately back Dez's theory that what it comes down to is he's such a bastard. Was he going to do it to her first, or was she going to do it to him first? She unfortunately had the way to do it because everyone gave her the ammunition to do it. Hanzo gave her the sword. Jaime gave her the 5-figure death punch. Esteban gave the location. Everybody set Bill up because he's such a prick. Everybody knew he had to die. She had all the tools to do it. She did it the way she
But
needed.
Bill had her dead to rights 3 times in the movie. Dead to rights. He wins. She's dead. And for some reason, the trigger never gets pulled. Going back to what I was saying, I believe that if she had come in there and said, listen, let's squash this thing and raise this kid. I love you. He would have done it.
So here's a fan theory too, is that the exploding heart technique is bullshit, that there is no such thing. And Bill does that so that she can walk out of there with her kid and he's not really dead. It was just like I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, it's just a fan theory that there is no exploding heart technique. And it's just so she can leave with her daughter with, saving face.
So Tony, I had asked Lynn, I said, so if he just sits there at the table and never takes 5 steps, does he live until he just dies of natural causes?
Yeah. It just put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Like I got 5 steps, like
roll him around forever.
I'll use 1 to get into the wheelchair, and that's it. And then you'll have 4 for like when I know I got like a month to go, maybe I'll get up and do a little fucking 3-step jig or something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Always those technicalities.
It's fucking great. So just in closing, I think if I had to watch another giant sword fight or another 50-person massacre thing, I think I would have been bored. I already saw it. I saw it done as well as it could be done. I really wanted this ending. I actually wanted this whole 2 hours and 15 minutes I got. I was wildly entertained. There were no repeats really, except maybe the fight between Elle and the bride in the trailer, which was kind of a rehash of, Vanetta Green and the bride. But besides that, I felt like this movie, Tony, I mean, you said it. It's not the same movie, but it is part of the same story to the point where it is the same movie. And in a 4.5 hour scope of things, I thought it was a beautiful tail end to the first one. And I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't even take that first 25 minutes out. I loved it. I fucking loved it. I did.
I got nothing to say to it. It's just still it's not up to the first movie. This is definitely not going to be a 5 for me. I'll put that out early, but just because of the pacing of it, I feel there were some scenes that could have been trimmed. I feel it could have been moved on a little faster and still kept the same theme, the same feel. I never have a problem with the Tarantino dialogue. I know he can be talking too wordy for some people, and I get it. But man, I when I sit to my laptop and I sit down to write, I wish I could fucking pen the shit that he throws out. Like, damn, it's just like, it's so catchy. It's so perfect to the characters. And maybe it's maybe it's his choice in the actors that he chooses to read those
Really
words
good.
and deliver those words. Maybe that's the combination, but goddamn, I've yet to see a Tarantino movie where I'm just like, well, that didn't work at all.
Right.
Even I mean, Jackie Brown, I can't sit through. I just don't like the story. But damn, the dialogue is good. The characters are great. It's not my thing.
Right.
But every other movie, every screenplay he's written, I mean, fucking True Romance and Natural Born Killers. Come on.
Incredible.
Fucking dialogue in that is fucking phenomenal all the way through.
Incredible.
Yes.
His movies are almost unrecastable because he gets the best of the best. But speaking of which, let's head over to the recasting couch. That's our discussion on Kill Bill Volume 2. I'll get us started. I'm going to replace David Carradine, and this one is beautiful. And it's because I actually saw it as I was watching the movie. He was delivering lines like this character. I was like, this guy would be perfect. Christopher Walken would be a great Bill. The way he delivered the lines, I could see him, like, doing that thing he does.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Sure.
I love it.
Yeah, I like
Delin.
So I'm going to replace Gordon Liu with Jackie Chan.
Sure.
Because I think it would have been a fun cameo and a little out of the box for Jackie Chan, who's usually a nice guy.
Tony.
See, I did the same thing, but not for the nice guy. Just because I just went and saw Hard Boiled in the theater again, I would do Chow Yun Fat because the man hasn't had a job in a while, and just seeing him portray that character would be awesome for me.
Yeah.
So that's what I would. Chow Yun Fat as
I just watched a movie, Tony, Call for Help. What was it called?
It was Send Help.
Send Help.
Send Help. I haven't seen it yet. It's Tuesday night movie. I'll go
I thought it was good. I really liked it. I don't think you're gonna.
We'll
I don't think you're gonna love it. Not nearly enough gore and fucking horror, but I enjoyed it. I did.
There's a little psychological horror happening there.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Felt like some weird rom-com gone sideways or something. I don't know. I liked it though. I enjoyed it. All right.
I'm just looking forward to seeing Rachel McAdams be a badass for a
So is there a new 28 Years movie out that just came out?
Yeah.
Because I saw it.
It's the second part to the 28.
Yeah, I was going to watch it, but I didn't I already watch the thing about the guy in the woods with the bones?
Yeah, it's the second part.
But same idea.
It's just more of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do our alternate endings.
As if we'd end the movie like that. Sure.
Let's do the Scooby-Doo ending.
Good call.
You wrote an alternate ending for
I
this?
did write an alternate ending, and it goes like this. Bill and the bride bury the hatchet and raise their kids together and live happily ever after. The end.
Okay, well, this is mine. If I could rewrite just the last fight with Bill and B, it's anticlimactic, and we and the story deserved better. So my alternate ending would give us our climatic fight on the beach, even if it still ends with the exploding heart technique, because they're so evenly matched and it's just never going to end, and she pulls that out at the end, then I think it would have been perfect. And fuck Harvey Weinstein.
Do you guys remember the end of Rocky 3 where they go in, well, yeah, we're gonna fucking, ding ding, and him and Apollo both throw the punch at the same time, and it cuts just as their hands reach each other's chins. In this one, they both throw the 5-finger fucking heart move, and just before their fingertips touch each other's chests, it just freezes. That's the end.
Okay.
And then fucking Don't Stop Believing by Journey comes on. The screen goes black, and I hate
Holy
it.
shit! Okay, all right. Let's do our rewatch scores. So, if I was scoring this movie and the first movie as one 4-hour movie, it's still a perfect 5 for me. It's a perfect 5. On its own, it fell a little short of the first one, but not bad. Giving it a 4.69 as its own and a perfect 5 as a body of work.
I see it much the same as you do. It's not perfect. I love it still, but it's not volume 1. Volume 1 is something completely different, even though it's the same, if that makes sense. I'm going to give it a 4.75.
Oh, I should go a little higher. Because honestly, I felt like I was almost a little more entertained by this one because the story was so good and they were giving me more exposition, where there were times in the first one where I was just getting tired of watching all the swordplay. Oh, I'm going 4.75 too. Change it.
Okay.
No, 4.76. 4.76 so we don't get a weird round number.
Oh, you fucking...
Tony.
You pulled the prices right. $1.
I did. I went $1.
Fuck you, Steve. You're fucking $1
I went $1.
bullshit.
I did. I went
$4.58. I'll do $4.59, Bob. Fuck you, Tana, and your fucking $1 bullshit. I hate those
That's
fucking
the best
people.
reference ever. I went fucking
Fucking
Price
ass.
is Right all the way. Give me
Oh, hate
476.
Makes me so angry.
Oh!
You win the showcase showdown, you
I
cunt.
did. I fucking
All right.
did.
I will agree with you on the 5 for the body of work as a whole. It's just the whole bloody affair is just fucking awesome. It's just classic. Like you should have retired at that point because I love Once Upon a Time in America, but dude, nothing's gonna top your Kill Bills. It's as simple as that. As its own, seeing it, a year and a half after the first one, first night, I was let down. I was disappointed it wasn't the first one, even though it's still phenomenal acting, story, dialogue, everything. And it's grown on me over the years since watching it repeatedly. So ultimately, I'm going to give it a 4.9. It's almost perfect. Pacing issues is the only thing that bothers me. And the pacing with these characters, even though it's a long time with these characters, I still love spending the time with the characters. So I can't fault it for it.
You know what's funny? My favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, and this is going to just ruffle feathers, and it's not even close, is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I fucking love that movie. It just has I have a soft part for me. I love Brad Pitt. I fucking love Leonardo DiCaprio.
I do too. I just didn't know where it was going. Like Kill Bill, you knew what all right, Kill Bill. We're going to kill Bill. Great. That's our climax. Reservoir Dogs. We have these people in a bank. How are they going to get out of this conundrum? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we're just going through people's lives. It's like it didn't have a
the
point.
rewriting of the history, the Sharon Tate.
I didn't know that till the end.
Oh.
You didn't know where it was going until the rewriting, literally in the last 5 minutes. I love it now, but again, watching it, it was literally like the Dazed and Confused of that Tarantino. It was just like I'm going through it.
I found the characters, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio's characters to be just so charming. And I could just watched it all day. Watching Leo with the fucking flamethrower. It's so hot. Well, it's a flamethrower. I just loved it.
You saw the teaser for the new one.
No,
right?
There's a new one.
Shut up.
No.
You didn't see this yet?
I didn't
see it. It was on the Super Bowl.
I missed it.
It's David Fincher's. David Fincher took Brad Pitt's character and has a whole new movie. It's coming on Netflix in like 2 months.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll be there for that.
Look, dude, YouTube it. It looks amazing.
I will YouTube it as soon as we're done with this podcast. All right, Dylan, add up those scores and tell us where Kill Bill Volume 2 lands on the Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie list.
Kill Bill comes in at number 11 with 4.80333333. It is right under Dawn of the Dead and right above Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home is way better.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is. It is.
How is that even that high?
Daddy's Home should be a fucking perfect 5, but that's a discussion for another day.
Oh,
you had too much edible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not better than Kill Bill.
Dude, him and Will Ferrell are it's magic in that first movie. And then when you bring in fucking Mel Gibson in the second one, forget about it. It's the greatest thing ever. Okay.
I've not watched it, so maybe.
Oh, you should watch both of them in a row.
It is funny.
Both of them in a row. All right. We will be back in 2 weeks with regular flavor Tony and Mikki.
No, this is regular flavor Tony.
I'm original Tony.
We will be back in 2 weeks with Tony 2.0 and his lovely wife, Mikki. And we will be discussing music and lyrics, the Hugh Grant vehicle. Be looking forward to that one.
Look at Tony's face.
Oh, look who's talking. It's the guy that's about to do fucking the Princess Bride. And Jesus.
But saying Mr. Hollis Opus, why don't you do that shit? You fucking. What the fuck is
Princess Bride?
What am I doing a podcast with?
I've never seen The Princess Bride. Never seen it. Know nothing about
so
it.
good.
I know nothing about it. Nothing. Like you. I know as much about this as I know about like.
You are gonna cry. You're gonna fucking cry like a bitch.
We'll see.
You're gonna cry.
You will. And you're gonna love it. This is gonna. If this is anything but a 5, we're gonna fucking throw hands next time I fucking see you.
I'm feeling like this is gonna be like a 1.1. Like
you're gonna hate it. You're gonna fucking hate it. I don't know how, but you'll find a fucking way to ruin. You'll piss on my fucking parade. I swear to God.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. On our sister podcast, Violent Vinyl Radio, we will be breaking down Dawkins Back for the Attack. Anyway, that's it. So if you guys know someone that likes movies, 80s, 90s, send them over. If you guys want to hear us break down a movie, maybe give us a request. And if you
Please.
know somebody who's got long hair and smokes weed, send them over to Violent Vinyl Radio. Until next time, I just have one question for you. Hey, did you ever see that movie? See you next time.